Hi friends, welcome back to another What's for Dinner Wednesday. We're on our way home from swimming lessons and I thought I'd let you know what we're going to throw together in a hurry tonight. Now I'm a little bit prepared tonight. I have put on some rice before we left the house. So I put some brown rice in the rice cooker and that will be busy on the keep warm setting. So when we get home, we can get dinner on the table like that. And you know what we're having? They don't know yet.
Wait, what? There's no
sushi. So stay tuned and I will show you how to make vegan sushi like a hack, not a pro, like a hack. Certainly not a traditional Japanese sushi, but I tell you what, it hits the spot and it's delicious. Where are you, Roz?
Pace.
See you soon.
Oh, am I? I'm here. Come towards some fat.
Okay, rice is looking good. Rice is done. Turn that power off and let it cool down a little bit. So, in our sushi, we're having cucumber, carrot, avocado, and satay tofu. Unfortunately, this tofu is delicious. That's not the unfortunate part. The unfortunate part is it does contain sunflower oil. So if you're avoiding oils in your diet, like I'm trying to, it's not ideal. However, it is really delicious and the whole family loves it. So I'm just going to have a little bit. So get that frying up over there and then get started on your veggie prep. So I use a continental cucumber and you simply chop either end off, chop the cucumber in half, and those lengths give you the perfect length for putting inside your sushi. But we don't want that, the centre of the cucumber. It's just quite watery and not as tasty. So you just cut that centre bit, the seedy bit out. Meanwhile, I could hear that tofu going crazy in the pan, so I've flipped that over and I've just turned the heat down to a medium heat. So don't forget that's cooking away back there because it'll go like a horse. Now, carrot next. Same deal. Chop the ends off either end. Just wash your carrot. I don't bother peeling them. That's where all the goodness is. Just give it a good wash. And slice that into nice thin sticks and move on to your avo. Now, I cut avo like a weirdo. You don't have to cut it like this. Cut it however you want. But I like to go halves, then quarters, then eighths. Because it just gives me the exact size that I want to put in my sushi. And then I peel the backs off. I peel the skin off. This was a shepherd avocado and they're a bit soft, but so it's a little bit tricky, but still tasty. It's still avo. Any avo is good avo, hey? So then, look, I often, if they're a bit thick still, I might even cut them in half again just to make that avocado go a bit further. They're about $5 each here in Australia at the moment. Now, actually, they've gone down a little bit, but they've been very expensive. So, you know, like avocado is kind of like buying gold. So look at that. I've got the tofu out of the pan and I'm halving the tofu and then quartering it. So halving those halves again.
16.
And there we go. We've got all our prep done, ready to go. All in nice uniform slices. I've moved it all to the right hand side of my chopping board so that I can start rolling up the sushi on the other half of the board. That's why it's all stacked up that way. So now I've got my nori sheets. I've got the rice wine vinegar. You don't have to add vinegar if you don't want, but it really does give it a more authentic flavour and it's delicious. So that rice is looking good. Don't ever make your sushi with piping hot rice because it kind of melts the nori sheets. You need to leave it to cool a little bit. I mean, mine's still warm. It's definitely delicious if it's warm, but you don't want it piping hot, okay? So after that rice has cooled down a little bit, I added probably about 2 tablespoons of the rice wine vinegar.
Lifestyle.
And clear off your working surface for those nori sheets. And you're going to roll that sushi rather, with the shiny side down. So you want that rough edge up looking at you, okay? So, spooning on the rice. Now, as I said, we've used brown rice for this, but you can use any rice. We've tried every rice. The reason I'm using brown is because we all really like the flavour and it's better for us, basically. So, we go through phases though. We've just come out of a jasmine rice phase where we just went hard on the jasmine for a long time, and that was beautiful in sushi as well. You can also buy just the sushi rice, which makes really delicious sushi, obviously, but I find that they come in a much smaller bag and they're very expensive. So we can get about 6 times the amount of rice if I just buy brown or white or jasmine. We don't tend to buy just plain white rice. I guess I just don't find it as flavoursome. Really, that's all it comes down to. So you don't want to spread your rice too thick. You just want a nice even layer, leaving a tiny little sort of 2 centimetre gap at the top of the sushi where I have. You can see at the top of the nori there's a little bit of gap that's not covered in rice. That'll help you when you start rolling. So I've compromised by the oily tofu. I'm going to have 2 hand rolls with a little bit of tofu and 2 with just veggies. That's my compromise on the oil. Okay, so you just want to gather it in tightly as you roll. And look, often if you just press down like that, usually for me that's enough to seal the nori as it is, especially if your rice is still warm. That tends to help it seal. But if it's not, like this one was being a bit stubborn tonight, so if it's not sealing properly, just put a bit of water on your finger, run it along the length of the nori sheet, and that'll help you seal it up closed. So it's just a matter of gathering it in tight, rolling it up, sealing it, and we chop it in half to have a hand roll. So there you go. That's my first 2. And then I'm also going to have, as I said, 2 that have just got veggies in them. And that's delicious. Look, you can also, if you want, add other veggies. You could add some red capsicum. You could have some sweet potato or something like that in there. Is it, Jake?
Amazing.
Yeah, it's good. You love sushi, hey?
Right.
Your 4th one, I didn't have one yet.
We took 2 bits of yours.
Do you love it?
Riley took 2 bits of yours.
Huh?
Yeah. Riley took 2 bits of yours.
Good, Jake?
Yeah.
Good, Daddy?
Huh?
Show us your t-shirt. Thanks for watching, folks. That's Vegan Sushi. Ready to rock and roll. See you in the next video. Give us a like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye.